Hi friends, welcome back to the Saffron Box. I'm Yamini Sharma and today I'll be talking about the upcoming lunar eclipse. So this eclipse is taking place on the 8th of November 2022. It is taking place in the Aries sign in the Bharani nakshatra. Right? So on the 8th of November, when this eclipse takes place, moon will be in the Bharani nakshatra in the sign of Aries, in the Mesh Rashi that is. And in the sign of Aries, remember Moon and Rahu are together. Then right across, right in front, in the sign of Libra, we have Sun, Mercury, Venus as well as Ketu. So this is going to be the position of the planets when this eclipse is going to be taking place. Now, when is this eclipse taking place? The timings, if I take New Delhi timings, the time is 5:31 p.m. till 6:19 p.m. So it's about a period of 50 minutes when this eclipse is going to be in effect. So I am taking New Delhi as the place, as the location for this. Otherwise, the eclipse is going to be visible towards the eastern side first, and then thereafter, as we come to the western side, the visibility decreases. This eclipse is fully visible in the African continent, in the Australian continent, parts of Europe, Southeast Asia, etc. Right? So in India, is it visible? Yes, it is visible, but more towards the eastern side. If we start from UP, Uttar Pradesh, that is, to Arunachal Pradesh. So this side will have a longer view of the eclipse. Otherwise, if we see the whenever we talk about an eclipse, see, this is not a very rare phenomena. Eclipses happen. Lunar eclipses happen at least twice a year. And why are they important? Why do we pay so much of focus to the lunar eclipse? Because eclipses give us a time or an opportunity to release old energy, to bring in changes in our mental process, the way we think, the way we react, the way we feel. Why? Because moon is the planet of emotions. Moon governs our mind. And whenever an eclipse is happening, it's like, a release of old energy and welcoming new energy, an excellent opportunity for that. And for this particular eclipse, if you see, it is happening in the Bharani nakshatra, which is ruled by Yam, right? So Bharani nakshatra talks about Yam. The involvement of Yam is over here, and the release of old energy. Bharani nakshatra talks about, it's a very fertile nakshatra also. It talks about birth and regeneration. So release something old and bring in something new. And who's responsible for it? Yama, right? So here we are talking about release of old thoughts and bringing in new thoughts. So eclipses are not to be feared. Eclipses give you a good time to erase what is written on the board and write something new, right? So that is something which I would definitely emphasize on. Otherwise, who's going to be more affected with the eclipse? So people who are, who have Aries ascendant, who have Aries as their moon sign, because that is where the eclipse is happening, they'll be more affected. If you are undergoing a moon dasha or a Rahu dasha or a Venus dasha for that matter, or Antardasha of these planets, you'll see the impact, you'll feel the impact. If you are, if in your chart moon is in a weak position, so when I talk about a weak position, it could be that moon is debilitated, that is, moon is in the sign of Scorpio, or moon is heavily afflicted by pap grahas or malefic grahas. So you have a moon Rahu conjunction in your birth chart, or you have a moon Ketu conjunction, or you have moon in any of the trik bhavas, 6, 8, 12 houses. These are the trik bhavas or the dosthanas. So here you have moon posited, and it is not being supported by any friendly planet, it is not being supported by any benefic as well. So we can say that moon is in a weak position. If your birth has happened in the Krishna Paksh, that means when moon was waning, then we can say that moon did not have Pakshabal as such. So if moon is on the waning side, again we can say that moon does not have much of strength, right? So These are the different categories or the different types of combinations where you can see the effect of lunar eclipse will be a little more. You'll feel it a little more. If moon is in a very strong position in your chart, then I would say that the impact will be much less, or you may not feel the impact much, right? So overall, if you see, this eclipse is happening at about 22 degrees, 21 to 22 degrees in Aries. So here we can say that 3 degrees on either side. So from 18 till 25 degrees. If you have any planet in the sign of Aries, you'll feel the impact, right? So these are the various combinations which you can check in your charts and understand whether this eclipse is going to affect you more or how much will it affect you, right? Otherwise, if we talk about a general precaution, I think all the, if you're not in very good health, then you should be a little careful around the eclipse. If you have any diseases related to the moon, so if you have any water related disease, etc., then you need to be careful also. Pregnant ladies, because again they are also carrying a fetus, carrying a baby, and they are also advised to be a little careful around the eclipse time, right? So that was about the general information regarding the eclipse. If we look at the specific um, impact of this eclipse on various ascendants, on various moon signs, so you can see from your ascendant as well as moon signs. I'll begin with Aries first. So Aries is where this eclipse is happening also, right? So moon is going to be in Aries along with Rahu, and right there, right in front, sun is going to be there. So what happens here? Aries ascendant, or for that matter Aries moon sign, gets an opportunity to bring about changes in themselves. So you wanted to focus on something, you wanted to put in your mind and heart towards something new. I think this is a time, once the eclipse is over, you get a chance, or you can prepare yourself to start afresh, bring in new thoughts, let go of anything which is not serving you well, something which is not giving you a very positive vibe. It could be a person, it could be any particular matter. Let go of it. So focus on yourself, focus on how you are, physically as well as mentally, right? Then we talk about the sign of Taurus. So if you have an ascendant of Taurus, or if you have a moon sign of Taurus, now in your case, this eclipse is going to be happening in the 12th house. So it is a good chance, 12th house being the house of way, being the house of release anyways. This is a good chance for you to release something which is not serving you. Let go of things, let go of emotions, clear up your thoughts. And one more very important thing, put in your energy at the right place. 12th house is all about expenditure. So be careful about how you're expending your energy. So whom are you spending emotions with? Whom are you emotionally attached to? Are you getting something positive out of it? Or is it just a drain on you? So remember, where are you spending your emotions is very important for the Taurus ascendant, and you need to keep a check there. Then we move on to the next sign of Gemini. So for Gemini, this particular eclipse happens in the 11th house. Concentrate on your friend circle, on your social circle, and any changes you want to make there. What kind of a balance you want to create over there? Is your social circle taking up too much of your time and emotions? Then you need to kind of prune your social circle. Decide whom you want to associate with. How is your energy getting spent in your friends, in your professional circle, in your network circle? So make changes around there. What is the give and take equation between you and your circle, right? So mentally make an assessment of it, and don't get misused also. So there's a time to strike a balance over there. Then I move on to the next sign of Cancer. So if you have a Cancer ascendant or a Cancer moon sign, remember your Lagnesh is moon itself. And moon is involved in the eclipse. It's a lunar eclipse. This eclipse is happening in the 10th house. So there could be high chances of you making some changes around your work, around the way you work. So I'm not talking about only your profession. It could be any kind of a karma which you're generating, any kind of a karma you're doing, the way you work, the way you conduct yourself, the way your thought process is towards work. So there could be changes around here. This is also a time to control your emotions at your workplace. So do not get emotionally overcharged when it comes to work. If you're looking at any kind of changes, or you're looking at shifting, making changes in your professional life also, you need to be doubly sure before you make any changes. So do not make any decision on the basis of your emotions alone, right? Then I move on to the next sign of Leo. So for Leo, this eclipse is happening in the ninth house for you. This could impact the future plans which you're making. How are you going about your future plans? What kind of guidance are you getting? What kind of support, help are you getting from your elders, from your father figure, from your gurus, from your teachers, mentors? So maybe this could be a very good opportunity for you to reconnect with all these relations. Help you understand them better. Reconnect and get guided well. Then I move on to the next sign of Virgo. So for Virgo, this eclipse is happening in the 8th house. Not a very good place, because 8th house is anyways a place of transformation, of changes, of suddenness. So here I would say that this could be a transformative time. You could see changes in the way you're dealing with your partner's family, in the way your married life is going. So there could be changes around here. So you need to be prepared to deal with those changes. Do not get overly emotional. Be ready that there would be, life has to spring up surprises. Sometimes there could be surprises, sometimes there could be shocks also on the negative side. So be ready with an open mind towards changes happening in your life, and do not get stuck, or do not get too rigid with your ideas, rigid with your thinking process. Then I move on to the next sign of Libra. So for Libra, this eclipse is happening in the 7th house, in the sign of Aries. So this is an important place for you anyways. It's the 7th house. Whatever happens in the 7th house, the Lagna gets impacted directly. So this is a time to balance your relationships. Focus on your marriage. Focus on the softer side of the 7th house. Focus on your marriage. Focus on your relationship with your spouse. Sometimes it's better to forgive and forget certain things also, right? So time to renew, or it's like a renewal of your wedding vows. So I'm not asking you to do it, I'm just saying that it is a renewal of your relationship with your spouse. So be ready for that as well. Then we move on to the next sign of Scorpio. So for Scorpio, this eclipse is happening in the 6th house. Scorpio is ruled by Mars. Mars also rules the 6th house, right? So this is a place where the eclipse happening can trigger in some changes regarding your health. So if you are anyways undergoing a health issue or something, it is time to be careful. If you are somebody who keeps falling sick very frequently, I think this is a time to, get a overhaul of your, overall, or a checkup of your body. Start overhauling. Start, paying attention to your body. So work on yourself. Work on your health. You can adopt some new habits also, some healthy habits. Take care of your digestion. That is very important. And this is a place where, when the eclipse happens, one has to be careful when dealing with any kind of an opposition. So do not deal with people purely on emotions. Be a little rational. Don't deal with people head on without putting your, putting enough thought in the process. Then I move on to the next sign of Sagittarius. So for Sagittarius, this eclipse is happening in the fifth house. A very good chance for you to bring out your creative expression, to bring out new thinking, implement new ideas, right? So start working on new ideas. This could be a time where you start off with some new venture. Creative people or people who are in the artistic field could also look at doing something new. So this is a time to create something new, to use your creativity well, to manage your life around you in a better manner as well. So organize things properly, right? Then I move on to the next sign of Capricorn. So for Capricorn, this eclipse is happening in the fourth house. Fourth house, which rules over your family, your mother, your emotions, your comfort zone. And fourth house, as per the Kalpurush Kundi, is anyways, it's Cancer's own house. So it's the moon's own house. Moon gets strength over here. But with the eclipse happening over here, there could be some events. Eclipse can, can trigger in some events regarding your family, regarding your home as such. Or you could bring in some changes regarding your relationship with your family, with your mother. So it's important to be emotionally balanced and approach everything with an open heart and mind. The fourth house rules over your heart also, right? So open your heart, be clear, express your emotions properly, let people understand you at home. So let communication within the family flow properly. So if you have any kind of a conflict or some kind of disharmony happening in the family, in your home, it is time to deal with it and let go of anything old and unpleasant. Then I move on to the next sign of Aquarius. So for Aquarius, this eclipse happens in the third house. Important position for you to figure out about what you want to do. What is your future plan? Where are you want to? Where are you going to channelize your energy? Where are you going to start putting efforts? What do you want to grow in life? Right. So an important place, an important time to put your plans together, to express yourself properly, right? Then I move on to the last sign of Pisces. So for Pisces, this eclipse happens in the second house. Second house of family, of finances, of your speech. So here, one, you've got to be careful about how your speech is. If you haven't been making any changes, if you feel that because of your speech, because of the way you speak within the family, there some unpleasant situations are created, make changes, communicate better, handle your family matters in a balanced way, handle your family finances in a balanced way. So do not get carried away because of your emotions, right? So that was my piece of advice for the Pisces ascendant or the Pisces moon sign. So that was about the 12 signs. Now if we look at the overall impact, or if I have to summarize this, I would say that one has to be open minded, open hearted. So whatever is not serving you, release it. Whatever serves you well, whatever is a positive thing for you, keep it. right? So, a time to transform yourself mentally and emotionally, right? So, that is what the eclipses do, and we should not actually be fearing the eclipses. We should be ready, or we should gear up for the changes they will bring, and uh, embrace them with an open heart and open mind. And regards to the remedies, now it is also important, whenever a lunar eclipse is happening, it is important for some, especially the people who are bearing more of the negative effects of the eclipse. It's important that they do some remedies as well. Now these remedies can be very simple. Since moon is involved, it's in the sign of Aries. You can chant any Vedic mantra related to moon. So you can do some chanting of the mantra. You can make some donations towards the masses. So when I talk about donations, it could be anything, rice, water, or milk. Things which the moon represents. So you can make donation and donate them at a place, at a public place where maximum people can benefit out of whatever you donate. Very importantly, take care of your mother. Communicate properly with your mother. Spend some time at home. That is something which you should definitely do, I would advise so. Right? So that was all about the eclipse. I'll meet you very soon in my next video. Till then, goodbye and take care.